Hello, from last video, I already showed you how to design a login page and a home page from some templates. And then today I'll show you how to write the code to do the action with MVC design pattern. Okay, the first thing we need to do is to create some database and just drop this one and create the new table. User with some column here. We only need a username with a varchar, let's say 100. Okay. Password, same. Email, same. Display name. Okay, I don't need that one required, so just like that, and go ahead and create. Okay, cool. So the second thing you need to do is to how you transfer the data from database. Normally we need a transfer object, so we create a class. This is just a normal Java bean, and we name with the same name from the database. Transfer object and finish. And in this Java bin, we need all the fields that we want to transfer to application. So private string, username, private string, password. Okay, I just copy, so it should be faster. Email. Display name. Okay, we don't want anyone to access directly to this property, and we need them to access through getter and setter method here. So we just generate and then reformat and save. So that's done for the file. Okay, now we need to improve our JSP page. Okay, from last video I showed you how to design it. Now I need another thing to display some error messages, if any. So I just need a paragraph, new class, so I just call it like in error. Okay, and then I will display that from the action. So I need a request get attribute, and this one I just name it error. And if the error is blank, is empty or null, we just display nothing. And then otherwise we will display. Okay, so that is. And then we need to close the paragraph. Okay. So basically this is done. And then we need to declare this style sheet, and then we need to go to our CSS and then we define somewhere here. Remember that we use class, so we need a dot. If the sharp here is for ID, so this one we simply make the color red. Normally for enterprise application, red color refer to some member. Okay, so now we need to write a method to get the connection from the database. Normally, if you have multiple data sources, such as like from XML, from Oracle database management system, or from MySQL, so you can follow data object design pattern. But this one we only connect to MySQL, so you only need one U2 class here. I name it db_u2. And then should be in U2 package and finish. Now we need to get some library for MySQL connector J, but I will do it in Maven, so it's faster. I don't need to go and download the library, so I can add it to Maven project. Now we need the dependencies here. Okay, clean and build the project. Okay, now we come back to our DB stuff, and then we need to create a method to get connection. Get connection. Okay, now we need to import the missing class. Class.forName. This one I typed as many times, so I remember. Normally I don't really want to remember this stuff, because you always can find it in some web page. So return driver manager, get connection, URL should be JDBC, MySQL, and localhost. For default port should be 3306, and the database name is test. And now the credential, I just put it by default for my development environment here. Okay. Okay. Now I want to test the connection here, main, and then just try to get connection. Okay. Okay, now we'll run it. Okay, now trying to make sure that it's not a fake one. Okay, you will see access denied here, right? So this one should be okay. Okay, now we move to some business layer. I will create another class. I call it user business. Normally in the application, if you have many businesses or many tables, you just separate them into many classes, so it's easier to maintain and you can debug faster. But I forgot to add the package here, so I just added Java. And this one I call business. And we need to move the class to the right package. Okay. Now we need a method. Again, I prefer to use static method, so I don't need to create a new instance for the class. Connection and username, password. Okay. This one the transfer object. This one the database connection. And now you need a query. Normally, if for long query you need to join so many tables, you can use string builder or string buffer to create the query, so it's easier to maintain. But this one a very short one, so I just use the string directly. Username, password, email, display name from user where username equal and password equal something. This one the placeholder, we will fill it later on. Now I need a prepare statement. Action and prepare statement. That's it. And then now we need to set the placeholder parameters there. Set string. And then the argument, first argument is an index, so we start with 1 instead of 0, as normally Java does. A smart way of doing this is to set this one index, and then you this way, so you don't need to remember where you are, like 1, 2, 3, or maybe you remove some parameters, so you don't need to re-index again, and the code should be same for everywhere. Oops, this one is the wrong one. Should be SQL. This one. Okay. Now we need a result set to store the result from the database. The statement and execute the query. And then now we need to fetch data from the database. And this one only one result returns, so we don't need a while loop. We only need if user set username, and we need get string username here, and just copy this one. Password, we don't need password. Email, we only need password one time to compare with the data that the user enter in. Display name. Okay, and we return the object. If no data, then we return no. Okay, I think that's all for this class. And now we need an action. An action should be a servlet. This one is action, and this one login. I don't really want the uppercase here, so I change it to normal case. Okay. In this action, I need a do post class. The first thing we need to do is to get what end user enter in the form. So we get from request get parameter, and it should be from the name in the JSP page. Password. Try catch statement here. You can catch some specific exception, but I'm just lazy, so I just try to get the common one. It's a good way to get the specific exception, such as servlet exception, IO exception, something. But yeah, it depends. So I get the connection, dbu2, get the connection. And then I need to go to business class. We don't want to get all the business logic in action, so our code become very messed up, like messy. So it's a good approach to put all the business logic in business classes. Okay, if we get the data, if use is not no. Half data is mean the user enter correct username and password. Just set get session attribute. This one I force when the user enter correct username and password, we need to go to database and get all the data relate to the login user and store in the session. And when the user change the page, it's still there. So we need to use session variable scope. And then we done for the connection. So we close it. Now we forward to the home page. Use request dispatcher to do it. Home index.jsp and forward. Okay. So if the user enter wrongly, so we need to inform the user. And in this case, we just use the request scope variable attribute. So because we don't need to store for the whole session there. So wrong username or password. And we also forward, but we forward back to the login.jsp. Okay, in case there are some exception, system exception, we show that, okay, system error with some message. And then we also return back to the login page. Okay, I think we still have one thing to do. With the header, I remember that we need to say hi, say hello with the user that currently logged in. So we need a code to do that. Here we need some Java code. Session get attribute, and with the user that we store in the session, and we need to cast this one to user. We need to import it to the JSP. Then we get display name. Okay, that's it. Now I try to run it. If there's some error, we still can fix that. Okay, and I just try to stop the server. For JSP, sometimes it shows error, but it doesn't matter. Now I will run it. Login.jsp, enter something here, login. Ooh. Oh, okay, I know why. In our JSP, we don't set any method, so it's implicitly get method, and we don't really define get method in our action. We only define the do get and do post. Do get we don't have. That's why I get the error. Try to clean and view it. Actually, when you change the JSP, you don't need to clean and view. But I'm just trying to make sure. Okay, run. Okay, now you can see some error message here. And we don't have any user. So I need to enter something. I add a user here. Admin ABC123 with a name Mr. Test, Mr. Admin. Okay, now try with admin and then ABC.123. Okay. Cool, but not cool. Cool. So this one, because when you access from here, the level is different. But when here you access from login, it means the same level with the home folder. So you need to change this one, change this here. But you see in the JSP, you only can load this one time. So for the rest, you don't need to load the CSS again. So I just basically remove this one, footer, same thing. Header, I need to keep it, but I need to change the level. Okay, and then this one, okay, this one, I remove it. Okay, now I go and refresh the page. Cool now, and you see I can get the name of the user. So what else we can do with this video? Now you see that it's not really good approach when you see the password in plain text here. So how we can solve that problem? Okay, now we need another class to secure. I think I will encrypt that, so I name it crypto u2 package u2. Okay, finish. In this class, actually there are several ways to do the encryption, or maybe you can use MD5, but in this example I will show you a very simple one, and in the next video I will show you to improve the security problem. But this one is just to don't want the user to see the plain text password, so I go ahead and create two method encode and decode. String encode with some value. I need a base 64. This one very simple one. Get encoder. Okay, and we return with encrypted value, get some binary data, and with set UTF-8. Okay, now we need another method to decode. And this one encrypted. And we need a binary array. Base 64. And the code, encrypted one, and we return string value with the just above. Okay, now I want to test it. And in our first application, we don't have any code to store to create a new user, so you need to enter it manually to our system for the first time. This one we abc.123. Okay, run. Okay, so we got this one. And now I try to decode. Okay, so now I update the code here. Right, and we need to change the login action. Okay, from password here, you need to change the password again. Crypto encode password. And then this one. Okay, now you can clean and build the project. Trying to run it again. We don't have the logout action yet, so we just okay, anything. Okay, and if admin abc.123. Okay, it's cool now. So now in the database, you don't see any sensitive data. You can also use MD5 from Java code and database. So that's it. So now you have the page with the login to the home page. But now the problem is you can see that I still can access directly to the page using the link if I know. So the problem is if someone knows the link, so they still can access. So how to prevent that kind of action? So in the next video, I will show you how to do it. We also know like to grant the permission. Let's say I have few pages here and I just want to allow some of them so I can prevent the user to access without the permission granted. Okay, so that's all for today. Thanks for watching.